Okay, it's time to make a follow-up video to my sneak peek of the Honda H6522. Here it is. So overall, this machine is in decent condition for its age. It's approximately a 92, so it's getting up there in its age. It's not running its original engine. It's running a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel. I believe these originally came with a Honda diesel of some sort. So it's been upgraded. I don't know if that's the original Honda radiator or not, or if that's a Kubota radiator. I'm not going to fire it up right now. It's a little on the funny side to start. Also, I don't have no point pausing the video. No exhaust manifold on here. That's the issue with the machine. I got it reasonably good price on it, so because of that issue right there, I could have got a rear mount plow, but I decided not to bother with it. I wanted to be able to fix this machine right away, not be in the hole, and not have to pay off credit cards. But it's got power steering. It's already been upgraded to the larger style car style alternator. I do have parts on order for this machine. The primary parts I need is the exhaust manifold. I need the light control switch for right here, which I did find. A very hard part to find. If you got one of these machines and you're looking for this, Jack's Small Engines does have them. They can get them. They don't have very many available, but it is available through Jack's. The lens cover, believe me, that was a difficult one to find as well. Jack's couldn't get it, so Parts Tree actually was able to get it. I was going back and forth between Jack's and Parts Tree. Parts Tree is actually more expensive for most parts, but their shipping was cheaper. So I got the switch for here. I needed the hood switch. There's a hood lever for right down here, or sorry, the parking brake lever for down here. And I needed this pocket right here. So those are all coming from Jack's. This part right here is coming from Parts Tree, and the exhaust manifold is coming from a local Kubota dealer. So I'm hoping nothing else is busted right here. It looks like just the pocket got taken out, or they're doing work on the machine and they never put the pocket back in place. But it has had a recent service done. When they put this engine in, the engine's just recently been put in. That's when they kind of broke the exhaust manifold. So you can see there are a couple snapped off bolts in there. I'm gonna try my best to get them out, but if I can't, I can't. So my idea is I'm gonna run the exhaust out the hole they already have cut in, and then use flex pipe and go down underneath the frame somehow. This machine, my father-in-law looked at it for me. We were able to get it running where it was sitting. The battery was dead. Luckily my jumper pack actually did start it, barely. Had been sitting anywhere from 6 months to a year in front of this guy's house. If it was anywhere else, this machine would have been stolen off the front lawn. It was not chained up. It was just sitting on the edge of a ditch with the for sale sign. So he's actually lucky it didn't get swiped that way. I can turn it on. You see, here's the fan. We do have dash lights, and I don't know if the temperature sender works or if the fuel gauge is working or not. So that's stuff I gotta get figured out. Also, when it's running, last time I shut it off, I forgot you actually gotta shut it off first by the kill lever right here. Then you gotta shut off the ignition, because it actually has an electric fuel pump as well. So like I said, I don't want to start it up right now. I had it running yesterday to check the 3-point hitch and check the PTOs. Everything is working on this machine. It's just the cosmetics that need to be done. It might get repainted at some point. We'll see. We'll have to figure that out in the future, but that's not right now. Here's the 3-point hitch. So all this works back here. All this has recently been serviced as well. Tires are in okay condition. The rims are a little on the rusty side, but the tires don't seem to have any dry cracks in them. So here's the engage and disengage for the PTO. Wait to start 45 seconds, and the diesel throttle. So this is what I purchased. I actually sold the Yamaha UMAX for a good profit on that, and that money for that actually went towards this. So now I'm not in the hole on anything else, and I have the money to actually fix up this machine and buy a few other things I needed as well. And it does have selectable four-wheel drive, which is nice. I have, like I said, I have driven it. I drove it around the backyard. It's actually kind of fun to drive. Being four-wheel drive, but it's not four-wheel steer. I was kind of looking at one of the ones that were four-wheel steer. I wanted four-wheel drive, so I couldn't really find one of them. So I got this machine, got it for a good price. Got it way under what it's worth, in my opinion. These machines are very hard to find, even in really bad, even in worst condition. These machines, you don't find them. They're quite rare. I believe they're more popular over in Europe. So all now I'm waiting on is parts. I'm going to get something and stick it over top of this. So moisture's already gotten in there. I just want to try and prevent any more moisture from getting in there and cause any more damage. But I do have it sitting in the sun. He had it sitting in kind of the shade, so the sun should help definitely dry it out. Get the exhaust manifold the next couple days. Once that's on, we can fire it up and we can hear it run. Here is the exhaust that was on it. I would like to try and repurpose as much of this as I can. Oh, he did have a flapper on there. I don't know if he had one on there or not. But they had all this weight of this entire exhaust hanging off of the 6 exhaust manifold bolts. So that's why the exhaust manifold snapped off. He said he drove it in to the field behind his house, and the engine, it's got a little bit of bounce to it, being a typical diesel, and they snapped off the exhaust. So the idea is keep this piece right here, because that has to bolt onto the new exhaust manifold. Cut it somewhere along here, probably even right here or right here. Let it get out of the hood. Flip this around so it goes out the bottom. Run a flex pipe to a hard mounted muffler. Hopefully the flex pipe will take out the bounce and will prevent anything from snapping in the future. So that's the idea. When I first drove up on this thing, I had seen it when we drove by, but I never really took a good look at it. And it's a monster, and it actually does fit through my side gate, which is nice. So people are telling me I should definitely keep this. I'll keep it for a while, definitely. There's no plans on getting rid of it anytime soon, and definitely after putting the parts in it that it needs. So there's no plans anytime soon to get rid of this. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, you don't see these anymore. They're extremely rare, and they're kind of cool, especially being a diesel. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please try and comment.